Welcome to The Mule Show.
It's The Mule Show.
The other day, somebody was asking me, what constitutes something being just a normal video versus The Mule Show? First of all, that conversation never actually happened. And second of all, I have no idea. It's just off vibes. But anyway, we got a great video idea in mind. We're doing Viewers NBA Hot Takes Part 2. Of course, we're doing it tier list style. This time we have 34 hot takes, so this is going to take forever. But I wanted to get a good variety of both YouTube and Instagram. There were a lot of good takes. A lot of them didn't make the cut. There were a lot of similar ones. I tried to consolidate. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's see what we got for us. First up, we got Wilt is the GOAT if his achievements were confirmed. This is a weird one because the only thing that's like rumored to not be confirmed about Wilt is his 100-point game. Obviously, Bam has the actual title with his 83-point performance, so Wilt, just respectfully get out of here. But also, it's like Wilt was kind of an all-time loser. I don't know like a ton about his history. All I know is he has 2 championships, 1 Finals MVP, 4 MVPs, and he lost to Bill Russell 7 out of 8 times he met him in the playoffs. So just seems like Bill Russell ate his lunch. He did everything he was supposed to do. So this is going in D, because also like Wilt notoriously just goaltended. He completely benefited from the rules. He goaltended his own teammates. That's how he got so many points. And he played over 48 minutes per game. He played every minute of every game. He is the definition of just a stat merchant, empty stats. Yeah, he has his 2 championships, but he should have way more if he's actually this dominant. So yeah, no, he's not the GOAT. He's nowhere close. Next up, we got SGA could draw a foul against Santa. This is a great one. I like this one. We weren't off to a good start with the Wilt take. This one's quite a bit better because obviously there's been a lot of like SGA flopping takes. How would that even work? Like SGA sitting on his lap and he like pushes him off or something. I don't know. How would he foul bait Santa? It's just funny because it's like he's an all-time innocent, like the kids love Santa. If he takes Santa and somehow foul baits him, that's like just insane work. So yeah, this is going in A, not quite S territory, but this is an A. It's a good take. Next up, we got Jason the Anomaly. Tatum could go down in top 5 NBA nicknames all time. Who is actually calling Jason Tatum the Anomaly? I'm sorry. I've never heard somebody actually be like, oh, and the Anomaly for 3. Got it. Just not hype, not accurate. Eric Collins couldn't even make it a good nickname. And I love Eric Collins. If he said, oh, there he goes, the Anomaly, I'd be like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't hit. And you know why? Because like, he's not an anomaly. Like, he's notoriously just really good at a lot of different things, which is great. He's a good player. I feel like an anomaly is somebody like Wemby or maybe Luka or like Jokic, where they're like just otherworldly good at very specific things that we've like never seen before. So acting like Jason Tatum is the anomaly, that just doesn't land for me, especially saying it's a top 5 nickname of all time. We're getting in F territory, but I'll be nice. I'll put it in D because you're glazing a player you probably like. So I can always respect that. It's not like an offensively bad take. So next up we got, if D Rose didn't get injured, he would have single-handedly restored the Bulls franchise to their former glory. I like D Rose as much as the next guy, but this is a hot take because he did win the MVP at 24. It's the youngest MVP of all time, but his production has been replicated at a younger age. And you could even speculate that like that MVP was kind of undeserved. Don't get me wrong. He was great. He was fun. He was awesome. But to me, that archetype of player just never has quite the runway and like longevity to them to be really, really great for a sustainable amount of time. Also, former glory for the Bulls. That was 6 championships. Some people would say the greatest dynasty of all time. 6 championships in that era is just insanely impressive in that amount of time. Grading it on a curve for era, that's saying like 3 to 4 championships, more MVPs, you know, maybe a DPOY in there. I just think that's so unrealistic. But I can respect it, but I'm going to go C. Next up, we got Abraham Lincoln would have been a better center in the NBA than he was a president. What are we talking about? Abraham Lincoln was 6'4". You're telling me that he's going to be a small ball center? Really? Is he going to be Draymond Green? Draymond Green is 6'6", I think? That either implies that Abraham Lincoln wasn't a good president or that he would be a good center in the NBA. Either one, none of them land for me. I mean, you could low-key make the argument that Abraham Lincoln is versatile just because he switched back and forth on his like opinion so much. And if you really like are a history buff, which I'm not really a history buff, this is just kind of common knowledge, but like Lincoln low-key didn't want to have to free the slaves. It was more of like a political thing than it was like he actually really, really wanted to. I mean, it's just like an ongoing debate, but you can maybe take a notch off of his like his accolades, I guess, as a president. I don't know. This is such a weird discussion. But at the end of the day, he did do something good for like the United States. And he won the Civil War. So he's just, if he was an all-time bad president, and then also if he was like 6'8", maybe, but he's 6'4", he's not going to be a center. So yeah, this is the first F of the day. Not good, guys. Next up, we got Timberwolves are the same as they were before getting Melo. I can agree to an extent. This isn't a terrible take because I actually kind of have been preaching this a little bit. I don't understand why there's so much hype around the Timberwolves. Like it's this surefire, they're going to be great, when Melo got traded because he's very injury prone and he's not like proven to be a winning basketball player, really. I believe in him, but I do think that the injury concerns are real. And even if he's not, injured all the time, if he plays all the games, they did lose their starting power forward, and now they don't have a starting power forward, and they have a lot of depth issues. Like Dante DiVincenzo's still hurt. Their ceiling's higher. I think if they're healthy and they make the playoffs, they'll be better in the playoffs, but like the Ant LaMelo thing, that's not like a locked in just best team in the West or anything like that. So yeah, I can agree. I don't think they're the same. I do think they got better, but we'll go B with it. Next up, we got Jason Tatum will win MVP and average 37 a game. Jason Tatum and MVP in the same sentence. I mean, okay, I can get there. He is a really good player. When he was healthy, he was a top 5 player in the league, but average 37 a game. You really think what Tatum thinks, which is that he's Kobe. He's not Kobe, bro. Gotta let it go. He's not Kobe. And yeah, I'm excited this season because this is like the first time we'll get Jason Tatum without having like a 1B next to him. It'll be high usage Tatum, but 37 a game. That's just crazy. I'm going to put it in C though, just because, it's you believing in your player, and it's better than like the Wilt take and the anomaly nickname. I think it's more likely for Jason Tatum to average 37 a game and get MVP than the anomaly being a top 5 nickname of all time. The anomaly sucks. All right, next up we got Atlanta Hawks is the best defensive team currently. I'd say this is a good hot take because I don't quite agree. I do think that obviously Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Lou Dort, Jalen Johnson's there. I get it. Onyeka Okongwu, I just think it's becoming increasingly important that centers are really, really good, especially on defense. And he's good. He's a good defender, but like he's a little bit undersized. If anything, really undersized. They're going to be a good defensive team. The best defensive team? I don't know. I don't know about that. I can see the Raptors being crazy if they get Kawhi. I think OKC is just going to be good no matter what. Detroit, it's really, really good. We'll see what happens with them, though. I'm going to put this in B. This is a like good hot take. Like, could see it happening. Don't think it's definitive, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with that take. That's a fine take. Next up, we got Hallie and the Pacers are running it back this season to win the championship in a Game 7. So this is like the classic, they believe in what happened 2 years ago, and I can get there too. I believe that Zubac is going to be really good for them, and I believe that Halliburton is that good of a player. And obviously, like if you know ball, last season they weren't that bad. They were just tanking. Like if they really wanted to, they probably could have made the play and maybe even just like straight up made the playoffs. Who knows? But I do think Halliburton is that important to their team as well. The one thing that keeps me from making this like an amazing take, part of me wants to put this in like an A tier, but I just think that the parity era, all of that, it is so hard to win, multiple times. The only team that's made the finals twice in like the last 6 years. I mean, the Heat did it twice, I guess technically, because they made it in the bubble, and then they made it in 2023, but the Celtics are the only other team. And the Heat didn't win, and the Celtics won only one. Again, I could get there. I do think the East is very, very deep now. I don't think it's as good as the West. That's kind of my hot take. I think the West is just way better. Like the top end, like the top 4 or 5 teams in the West are better than like any of the teams in the East besides like the Knicks. But the Knicks, I think they got a favorable matchup in the finals. I think a couple different teams would have beaten them in the finals though. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put this in B. I think it could happen. It's not a surefire thing at all. The East is gonna be a bloodbath, and I think even if they do get to the finals, it's gonna be very matchup oriented. But it could happen, and I think if they did win, it would be in like a 7-game series. So that's not a bad take. Next up, Peyton Pritchard half-court shots will be considered EBK in 20 years. I can't lie, I'm not like a whole EBK, elite ball knowledge like guy. I don't know. Like I can respect all of that. It's just not my like thing. Yeah, I could see it. I think if you were in 20 years bringing up Peyton Pritchard half-court shots, it would just be like, okay, you were a Celtics fan. I think that kind of stuff is just overrated. Like, yeah, he makes a couple half-court shots. Whoop-de-doo. Cool. Good for him. Like, he's a really skilled player, but I just think Celtics fans, this is a very Celtics heavy like tier list for some reason. Like we'll get into more and more and more and more Celtics related stuff for some reason, but yeah, we're gonna put this in we'll put this in B. I could see this happening. Next up, we got Luka is closer to being the best point guard of all time than Shea is to Luka. Oh yeah, I love me a good Luka glaze and I love me a good Shea hatred. So you found the right take for me. Because look, to me, the greatest point guard of all time is Steph Curry. Curry can shoot the ball like crazy, and he's great at that. fits into an amazing team. I think his playmaking is underrated. His handles are one of the best ever. But I think if Luka were to win a couple championships and like an MVP, he could get up there to that level just because he already has like so many first team all NBAs. People love to bring up the stupid stats of like look at all the updated accolades and Luka has like burgers and fries and stuff. It's like, dude, like just nobody gets him like I get him, bro. He is so good. He does everything you need. People say he's a bad defender. You just do not know basketball, unfortunately. He's an amazing rebounder. He's one of the best playmakers ever, one of the best scorers ever. He does everything you need him to do. He could take any team in the league. You plop him on that team, they're going to be a contender. It could be any team, literally any team. And every year they underrate him. They're like, oh yeah, the Lakers are going to be terrible. Every time he exceeds the expectations, and then it's back to saying that he's trash. And I really wish he was healthy for last season. Who knows what would have happened, but maybe they lose, maybe they win. Who knows? But I'm excited for this season because I think he's going to shock a lot of people. Although I do have to be realistic. Shea is also really good, even though I hate him. So I'm going to put this in C. I'm going to put it in B just because, my bias is going to elevate it one tier. I consciously will do that. All right, next up we got next year, the Grizzlies will be a top 3 seed in the West. What are we doing? Are you even a Grizzlies fan or are you just like a person who doesn't know anything about basketball? Straight F already. We're putting it in F. I mean, here's the thing. If you're a Grizzlies fan, even you're not immediately trying to win like a bunch of games and you're not going to be able to. The whole thing with the Grizzlies is like, oh, our future is bright because we got Cam Boozer, we got Zach Edey, we got Cedric Coward. Like, we're looking good, but holy moly, who on this team is even comparable to like Luka or Ant or Shea or Wemby or Jokic or any of these guys? In order to be a top 3 team in the West, you need one of the top 5 best players in the league or like 2 of the top 10 best players in the league or like 2 of the top 15 or something like the Knicks. So yeah, that's a terrible This is the bottom of F. I don't know. Well, later I will re-rank everything where we get the best of S, the best of F. But right now, we don't even have an S, which is a little bit concerning, guys. All right, next up, we got Hugo Gonzalez will be second team all defense and win MIP. I mean, he better. You guys weren't willing to give him up for Giannis? Are you kidding me? That was like the swing factor. It was, yeah, we'll give up Jaylen Brown. Yeah, we'll give up 2 first. Hugo Gonzalez, though. Again, I respect you guys really liking Hugo Gonzalez for whatever reason. Second team all defense, though, like Scotty Barnes was second team all defense. Like, that's an amazing defender. He's going to have to be one of the best defenders in the league. I mean, obviously, but like, I don't know who you guys think he is. He's not this, but yeah, I'll go C with it. Again, I could respect glazing a guy. Pause. All right, next up, we got Bronny is top 10. Now, I don't know if this guy saw my last video where I gave Joe Ingles his top 5 S tier, but this just seems like that, but like a little bit less bold. And because it's already been done with like the Joe Ingles thing, I got to give it like I got to tank it for not being as original. So I'm going to go C with it. Not too much to say about it. Same gimmick, different result just because you copied it. Well, maybe you didn't even mean to, but, Bronny being top 10? Top 10 what? Classic, like, what are we talking about? Top 10 coolest people ever? Yeah. Next up, we got LeBron will average more assists than points this year. That would be insane. If he averaged 10 points per game and like 11 assists per game, that's like really hard to do. I just can't see a world where he would have the ball in his hands enough to have a bunch of assists but not have a bunch of points because he is a good scorer. And there was like one game last year where he did that. It was like against Utah. I think he had 11 points, 12 assists. So he did it for like one game. I don't know. Maybe does that count? But yeah, there's just no way that would be crazy. I'll put it in D. I mean, he'd have to just not like commit to not scoring ever. Like even if he's the 4th option, he's not gonna have the ball in his hands enough to get that many assists. So I don't know how this would even happen. So yeah, that's a solid D. All right, next up we got Wilt is a stat padding loser with no business being anywhere near the top 10 all time. We did it. We did it! We finally have a really good take. Because yeah, no, Wilt is just a stat patter. He's the definition of a stat patter. That's all he cared about was the stats. He played every minute of every single game, averaged 40, and really had nothing to show for it. I mean, he did win 2 championships, but again, this was an era where Bill Russell was winning 11 championships. So is it that impressive? He was stealing his own teammates' shots. Like, it's just the dumbest, like, just low-life basketball player. And you can't convince me that in today's game, he'd be anything near the player he was back then. There's a world he doesn't average 15 points per game. You know, he's coming off the bench if he's on my team. I don't care. I got Walker Kessler on my team. He's coming off the bench for Walker Kessler. So yeah, first S tier of the day. We gotta lock in and get some more S tiers. Next up, we got basically the antithesis of an earlier take, but the Pacers are overrated and they aren't making the playoffs. Yeah, like what I was saying earlier, I do think they get a little bit overrated, where a lot of people act like they're just a locked in title contender because of that one run that they had. And while I do think that's a replicable thing, like what they did, I do think that it is a little bit blown out of proportion sometimes. They are optimistic about that run. They kind of have like a memory of like Halliburton's clutchness and all this stuff where it's like, yeah, they should be able to do that again. So I agree that sometimes they're overrated, although I am one of the people who thinks that they're going to be really good. However, not making the playoffs, that's crazy. They're going to make the playoffs. So for that, it's like an okay hot take and then a really bad hot take. I'll go C. The odds of the Pacers not making the playoffs is higher than LeBron averaging more assists than points. One of those things is basically impossible. The other thing, it's like injuries, maybe, you know, Zubac takes a step back. Maybe Halliburton doesn't return to form. Who knows? Next up, we got Rudy Gobert is a better defender than Wemby. What are we talking about? Like, Rudy Gobert, I get it. I don't understand the hate with him. I mean, I kind of like make fun of him a little bit because offensively, he's just so bad. Everything that he's good at, Wemby's better at, and he's way more switchable. Like, Wemby can live against a guard for like a couple possessions and not get absolutely fried like Rudy Gobert does. And offensive, I mean, like, I know it's not an offensive question, but offensively, Wemby's just better at everything. You know, this is just not a good take. I want to go D, but I could go C because, okay, I'll go C. This is definitely a Minnesota Timberwolves fan or just somebody who likes Rudy Gobert for whatever reason, so I can respect you liking your guy. And Rudy Gobert is a great defender. So Jordan Walsh, DPOY, alopecia assassin can do anything. All right, so at first I'm like, Jordan Walsh, DPOY, what are we talking about? In our league with Wemby, Gobert, Asar Thompson, Chet Holmgren, Scotty Barnes, like there's so many like crazy good defenders. Then you say alopecia assassin can do anything. And I've never heard that nickname before. Again, maybe I'm not on Celtics Reddit or whatever. I'm not really on Reddit at all. That's an amazing nickname, which makes me want to put it in A, just because it's one of those like delusional takes that you can respect. Like, I'm not a Jordan Walsh glazer, but I think he's pretty cool. He seems like a chill guy. I can get behind the Jordan Walsh glaze, I guess, in this point just because of the alopecia assassin thing. That's an amazing nickname. Next up, we got 2018 LeBron could have beat 10 prime Draymond Greens in a 10v1. Now, yes, 2018 LeBron is amazing, but part of what makes LeBron LeBron is his ability to pass the ball. So, like, you're just taking away an insane component of what makes him so dominant. And 10 Draymond Greens, I don't know if it's possible to survive in a room with 10 Draymond Greens, especially 2018 LeBron and especially prime Draymond Green. I know now he glazes him, but like if Draymond Green's in his prime where he's just like hating on everybody and stuff, like I don't think there's a world where LeBron goes into a gym and walks out not just absolutely mangled and destroyed by 10 Draymond Greens. So this is going in D tier. I just like, again, 2018 LeBron is maybe the best basketball player ever, but 10 Draymond Greens. First of all, let's not disrespect prime Draymond Green. That's one of the best defenders, maybe the best defender ever, especially versatility wise. 10 of them are beating 2018 LeBron, like literally beating him. Okay, next up we got Ben Simmons could be a real championship small ball center for the 76ers. Here's the thing with Ben Simmons. I know he's trying to make a comeback, and I really hope that goes well for him. I do think that his injury history and stuff has probably really limited his athletic ability. I still think he's a really like intelligent NBA mind and a great defender. Like a lot of the Ben Simmons hate just gets overblown. Like, yeah, he's not an amazing shooter. He's a bad shooter, but he was still really, really good. He was an all-star. Like, while I hope a Ben Simmons return to the NBA does happen, I think it would be best allocated with a stretch five of some kind. The 76ers would just be a clunky fit. They already have like all their stuff figured out, maybe off the bench or something, like with Embiid, or I don't know. Low-key, hear me out. Wemby plus Ben Simmons, that's kind of a nasty front court. I mean, again, it's just hard to know at this point like what he is, but you know what? I'm all for a Ben Simmons return. I just think the 76ers would be a weird place, but actually, I'll go B. I'll go B because I want that to happen. Next up, we got Joe Mazzulla subs himself in and leads the league in techs and flagrants. Now, this made me laugh the first time I saw it just because it's like, at first you think it's going to go one way where it's like, oh yeah, he's going to sub himself in and then he's going to average 30 or something stupid. But like, just leading the league in techs and flagrants is so funny because that's like the only thing he'd really actually be capable of on like the NBA floor. And when I reacted to it, I was like, yeah, JJ Redick, I could see him doing something like that because both of them are just psychopaths. So this is another S tier. This is a great take. This is just so funny because like, yeah, he would go in, he'd like harness his chi and be like, He'd tell like Jada McDaniels or something like, oh yeah, like my ancestors are looking down on you, or he'd say something crazy like that. So next up we got Derek White could stop global warming by using his head to reflect the sun. I'm not like a global warming expert or anything. I don't know if the sun is necessarily what's causing it, or I don't know. I guess it's a controversial topic. Let's say the sun was causing global warming. Derek White would be the man, either him or Alex Caruso, and I trust Derek White more. I just think Caruso, you know, he kind of just switching up. He switched up on the Lakers a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, kind of hating on them, kind of hating on LeBron for no reason. Said that, like, he got a real championship. All right, buddy. How about you get some real hair? Yeah, not Derek White. Yeah, I trust that guy. Yeah, this is... I want to say S, but nah, I'm leaning A. I think it's a good A. Good, solid A. I think he could, and I think he would. I don't think it's really necessarily like the hottest take ever. I just think it's a good take. All right, next up we got Dante DiVincenzo will save us from nuclear fallout. Very similar vein here as the Derek White one. I almost want to just put it in the exact same spot. I mean, I made a video on how I believed that Dante DiVincenzo sacrificed himself using the time stone to then help the Timberwolves win their series against the Nuggets, which they did. If there was some way that Dante DiVincenzo can make some sort of sacrifice to save us from nuclear fallout, I think he would. So yeah, that's another great take going in A. Hot take though, I don't know, because I think most people would agree, right? Everybody knows that Dante DiVincenzo is going to save us from nuclear fallout. Like, that's just common knowledge. Next up, we got LeBron could carry Thor's hammer, but I don't think Thor could carry the Cavs. This is just a classic. Like, I've heard this a lot of times. This is obviously not the first time it's been said, but it's just an all-time great thought. They just be letting anybody carry Thor's hammer at this point. Like, Captain America's holding it. I might as well hold it. I mean, he's just on super serum. That's basically like everybody in the 90s was on super serum. So LeBron it was born with it in his veins. Low key, LeBron deserves to carry Thor's hammer more than Thor himself. If I was like God and it was like, okay, I can choose one person to carry Thor's hammer, whatever the name is, it's now LeBron's hammer. Pause. But he's getting the hammer. Thor can, I don't know, he can go chill eating pizza and playing Fortnite like he did in Endgame or whatever, because he's not trustworthy. So yeah, this is going in S tier. This is a great take. All-time great take. Next up, we got Russ unretires, signs with the Thunder after SGA has a season-ending injury. Chip 1 for Brody. Dare I say we get back-to-back S tiers? I don't know. This is kind of a great take. Let me think about it, because on the one hand, it is predicting an injury, which I always say is bad because you're just like putting that out in the universe. But in this case, it's just so funny and it would be so like perfect that I kind of have to ignore it. Just imagine like SGA gets hurt and then they're like, oh, we need a point guard. Oh, who are we going to have for point guard? Oh, we look everywhere. And then Russ is like, I got one more in me. Comes out, he averages like, 10 points, but a bunch of it, he's just swinging the rock everywhere. And then they win a chip. And SGA is like, oh yeah, no, it can come back. And it's like, no, we're good. We're actually good. We got Russell Westbrook. We don't need you. That would just be insane. So yeah, that's going in S tier. Next up, we got Pods will average 25 points per game. Yeah, no, that's just not happening. I don't need to say more. That's going in F tier. Is Joe Ingles' Israeli League championship in 2014 the greatest championship ever? Finally, like a real question. Now I can like show off and flex my actual journalism skills. Off the top of my head, I think he averaged like 9, 3, and 3 or something like that with a steal, which is like, that's pretty good work for Joe Ingles there. I just feel like special about this take. This might be the first time I'm ever doing this, but we're adding an S+ tier just for this take. It's just so good. If there are any foreign governments who would like to compensate me financially for this take, I would be very interested. Just email me below, find my social somewhere. You can send me the $7,000 or whatever it is. And now perfect, we got it reformatted so that everything's nicely fit on here. It's looking good. We got the S+. Bam stopping 9/11 was a great take, but this might just have to be the best take because it's basically a get out of jail free card. If you know, you know. All right, next up, we got Brunson is not a top 10 player. While I disagree, I can respect the take a little bit because I think following the championship, he's been like pretty overrated. Because again, like I do think Brunson is a top 10 player. He was the best player on a championship team. However, people forget like 2 games in, people were saying either Cat or OG Anunoby was going to be finals MVP. Like he does have an amazing cast around him. They gave up like 4 picks for OG, 5 for Mikal or something like that. Their starting lineup is just ridiculously good and like well-rounded and talented. So while I disagree, I can understand the take to an extent. It's going in B. I don't think he's not a top 10 player, but when they start being like, he's better than Wemby, he's better than Jokic, he's better than Luka, like he's great. He's really, really great. He's one of the clutchest players like I've ever seen. He's crazy, but he's not like that caliber. He's just a slight tier below like the actual best players in the world. I do think he benefited from having an amazing supporting cast. Not unlike Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, although I do think Shai is better. Actually, That's a conversation. Next up, we got, could Game 7 Chet, Pods, and Thanasis beat Bam 1v1? What? Now, okay, I'm not questioning it because it's Bam. I'm questioning it because you're saying, can you beat these 3 people in a 1v1? How would it be a 1v1? I'm assuming that you meant 3v1, so let's actually analyze this. Game 7 Chet, he had 4 points. Pod's career high is famously 30 points. And Thanasis' career high is 27. I don't know why I know that, but it's true. Which adds to a whopping 61 points, which does not sniff Bam's 83 points that he scored. So it's not a question. This is going straight to S tier. This is just a good take. Game 7 Chet, by the way, is just like a complete liability. So yeah, no. Bam is winning easily. All right, next up we got Luka will fail to win a chip with the Lakers and lead the team in the next 5 years. Okay, as the Lakers and Luka expert here, I really hope this doesn't happen. There is a world it does. I mean, there's 2 reasons how this could not be true. Number 1, he does win a chip in the next 5 years, which I would bet happens, like objectively. I know that's probably a hot take, but when it comes to the playoffs, he is the best player in the league when it gets to the playoffs. And I think that he has the core built around him in the Lakers now. I mean, you could argue if Austin Reeves is the long-term solution, I think he will be next to Luka. And now they got Walker Kessler, like, they have their center. He has his second option. Now it's just, can we fill those other 2 spots? I really, really like Cam Carr. I think one day he will be 3. He's technically a 2 or a 1, but with Luka, it's like on offense, he's a 1, but on defense, he's a forward. So you need 2 guards next to him. And so I think Cam Carr could one day be that other guard. He's just crazy athlete, can shoot, could probably one day become an amazing defender because his wingspan's like 7'1". So I just believe that something is going to work out for them where they're going to get a shot. And I think that's all it takes. I think it's just one opportunity, one season where he's healthy and he has a good team around him, like a team good enough to compete. If he has that, he's going to win. I'm just so confident in that. However, there also is a world that the Spurs and OKC, they're just too good. You know, maybe the 76ers for the next 2 years are just as unbelievable as they are on paper. But even if that's true, I think Luka's a very loyal player. So, I mean, you could ask Mavs fans, and probably most people would believe this, but like, I don't think he leaves the Mavericks ever in his career had they not traded him. Even if they didn't have success, I think he was going to stay on the Mavs forever, and then they traded him. They were dumb enough to do that. So maybe now that the genie's out of the bottle, he would leave, but I still kind of think he's going to retire a Laker regardless. So it sucks because I think this could be true, but I'm going to put it in C because, again, I think it's a B, but bias, it's down to a C. Next up, we got Mule, Bam, Adebayo, and LeBron James are top 3 smartest beings of all time. First of all, just want to say it's an honor to even be considered among these all-time greats. So just I appreciate that just as a starting point. Humbly, I can say I don't think I'm on their level. You want to put me there, by all means do it, and I'm putting you in S tier. Hey, I mean, I don't care. I like that now we've completely shattered the A tier. At first, we had like no S tiers. Now we're on like a crazy run of getting S tiers. And we have an S plus. Like, this is like a Knicks type run in the playoffs, like just coming out of nowhere. Next up, we got, if Wemby was 6'4", he wouldn't be in the league. If Steph Curry couldn't shoot, he wouldn't be in the league. That's what you sound like. This is just this is the worst take yet. This is just so bad. Oh yeah, if this player wasn't good at basketball, he wouldn't be good at basketball. Like, do you hear yourself? Is this a real take? I just can't believe that somebody actually typed this. Yeah, if you significantly alter somebody, they're not going to be as good at the thing that they do. If Kyrie wasn't skilled, he wouldn't be in the league. Like, we have no idea what Wemby would be like if he's 6'4". This is just a stupid take. It's making me mad thinking about it. I'm going to move on. Okay, our last take is, if Diddy Kong played in the NBA, he would be the greatest of all time. Now, I'm actually wearing a Bowser shirt, but I am a Donkey Kong glazer. I love Donkey Kong. So the fact you put Diddy Kong, that's a little bit unfortunate. The only thing that Diddy Kong would have over Donkey Kong is his connection to LeBron James. So maybe that would be, you know, something. If you had said Donkey Kong, I'd be like, yeah, he's going to dominate. But Diddy Kong, yeah, we'll give it a column A. Diddy Kong in the league would average a cool 28, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, win a couple rings, win maybe an MVP, maybe a DPOY. He's going to be good, but I don't think he'd be the greatest of all time. Donkey Kong, that's like Shaq and Curry and Al. All the GOATs just in one crazy, you know, thing. So, okay, now let me like move this around a little bit. I think, yeah, this is definitely the worst take. Low key, Pod's averaging 25 points per game is probably the most likely of the F tiers, just because Mike Dunleavy could be like, hey, Pods, Curry's going to sit out because this is a gap year. So now it's your time to get your trade value up or become our franchise player or something. Go crazy. And then he has the most inefficient 25 points per game of all time, but he gets there. Who knows? Maybe that happens. But yeah, Abraham Lincoln, that's funny. So yeah, I'm gonna give it the nod just because it's funnier. Then okay, S tier. The best of the S tier takes. I'm gonna put the Mule Bam one first just because you're glazing me. This one's amazing. I'm gonna put this one's just an all-time great one. You know what? I'll be humble. This one's an all-time great take. Bang, 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 bang. This one's great too. I'm gonna go here. I think that's good. That's the fun. I'm not going to rank all of them. That would take me forever, so I'm not going to do all that. But that's the worst, the best, everything. Thank you guys for participating again. If you made it this far in the video, comment your favorite take and your favorite color. Yay! But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace out, y'all.